I've been teaching for a long time, and one of the things that I have always said to my students is that I will never lower my standard in a class, but I will always lower myself to help them. That's really a crucial concept that isn't from me. It's actually from the God who has made all things. And so when we come to this section where we are asking the question, what makes my belief different from everybody else's belief? And we come to this piece where we're talking about the difference between views of salvation. It's really important to understand that God never lowers his standard. And we want to start there. We need to begin there. So on our chart, two very simple diagrams here. The problem, of course, is human sin. And when we talk about human sin, we're talking about something that's crooked. Now, there are many words in Scripture for sin, one of which is crooked. There are others such as trespass or to miss the mark. But this is the one that I wanted to concentrate on because it's the one that most clearly identifies the difference between God never lowering his standard. So here is his standard. The word for righteousness means straight. And so when God says, I am never lowering my standard, that means it's a righteous standard. And it doesn't move. And so anything that goes against that, this straight righteous standard, is human sin and its crookedness. To understand the problem then is to recognize that the problem begins within us, within me. And so if you want to go back to some of the weeks earlier where I was comparing and contrasting the cultural and Christian views of sin and salvation, you might want to convince yourself or rethink some of those concepts again, because it's some of the same ideas. The idea, of course, is that God's standard never changes. Sin is the thing that corrupts us as human beings and can never meet the standard. That's the problem. The big difference between our belief and everybody else's belief is that we believe that we are the problem, that sin begins with us. Sin is not out there. Sin is in here. I am crooked. God's standard is straight, and there needs to be a solution.